When Olivia Turner walked into the glass doors of Ridgeway Advertising Agency on a Monday morning, she had no idea how much one young intern was about to change the way she saw dedication, loyalty, and human potential. Olivia was the agency's creative director, sharp-minded, respected, and always focused on results. The company had just launched a nationwide campaign for a major sports brand, and the pressure was high. Deadlines were tight, and every department was running on caffeine and ambition. Among the bustling staff of designers, writers, and marketers stood Ethan Miller, a 22-year-old intern with a shy smile and an old laptop he carried like a badge of honor. It was his second week at Ridgeway, and while most interns struggled to find their footing, Ethan seemed determined to learn everything he could. Olivia first noticed him when she stayed late one night to fix a client presentation. The office lights were dim, the hum of printers filled the silence, and in the far corner of the open workspace, Ethan was still there, typing, editing, researching. "Ethan," she called softly, walking toward him. He looked up, startled. "Oh, hi, Ms. Turner. I didn't realize anyone else was here. It's past 10. You should have gone home hours ago," Olivia said, folding her arms. "I just wanted to finish the layout for the brand pitch," he explained. It didn't feel right leaving it half done. Olivia smiled faintly. She remembered being that driven once, before leadership, deadlines, and office politics took over. "You'll burn yourself out if you keep this up," she warned. He chuckled nervously. "Maybe, but I'd rather burn out doing something that matters." Those words stuck with her. The next morning, when the team gathered for their daily meeting, Olivia noticed that Ethan's designs were already in the presentation folder. He had not only finished his task but also improved the template and added creative touches no one had asked for. The client loved it. That week, Ethan became somewhat of an office mystery. He was always there before everyone arrived and still working when the janitors turned off the lights. When asked why, he just smiled and said, "I'm learning." One Friday evening, as most employees rushed out for drinks and dinner, Olivia walked past Ethan's desk again. This time, he was hunched over stacks of printouts and notes. "Ethan, go home," she said. "I can't," he replied gently. "We have the client review on Monday. I just want to make sure everything is perfect." "Perfection doesn't exist," she replied. He looked up, his eyes tired but bright. "Maybe not, but effort does." Over the next few days, Olivia began to notice changes, not in Ethan, but in her entire team. His dedication was contagious. Designers who used to clock out early started staying longer. Copywriters put in extra effort. Even the skeptical account managers began offering creative input. It was as if Ethan's quiet drive had reignited everyone's sense of purpose. Then came the big night. The team had one final task: assemble the client pitch presentation before morning. Olivia planned to stay until midnight, but when she got called away to a last-minute meeting, she left Ethan in charge of organizing the visuals. When she returned at 7 a.m., expecting chaos, she found the office spotless, the lights on, and the entire presentation already loaded on the conference screen. Ethan was asleep at his desk, his head resting on his arm, surrounded by empty coffee cups and sketch pads. She woke him gently. "Ethan, did you do all this?" He blinked awake, confused for a second, then nodded. "I just wanted it ready for everyone." As the rest of the team arrived, they were stunned. Every slide was polished, every note synchronized. Ethan had double-checked the data, aligned the visuals, and even printed personalized name tags for the clients. When the clients walked in, the presentation went flawlessly. They were impressed, not just by the creativity but by the precision. Olivia gave Ethan credit openly during the meeting, and the look on his face made all the sleepless nights worth it. After the clients left, the office burst into applause. It wasn't just a victory for the agency, it was a reminder of what hard work and humility could accomplish. That afternoon, Olivia called Ethan into her office. "You know, interns aren't supposed to do what you did last night," she said with a half smile. "I'm sorry if I overstepped," he said quickly. "You didn't. You inspired everyone here, including me." He looked surprised. "Me? Inspire you?" "Yes," she said. "Sometimes leaders forget what passion looks like. You reminded me." A week later, Ridgeway offered Ethan a full-time junior designer position, something that rarely happened for interns. He accepted, of course, but what moved him most was the message Olivia wrote on his offer letter. "Greater than, you've shown us that dedication doesn't need recognition, it creates it." Months passed, and Ethan's influence continued to grow. He became known as the all-nighter, but not because he worked recklessly. He worked with purpose. He helped new interns find their footing, shared design shortcuts, and often stayed late to help coworkers struggling with deadlines. One evening, Olivia found him gazing out the office window as the sun set. "You don't have to keep proving yourself, you know," she said. He smiled. "I'm not proving anything anymore. I just love what we do." Olivia realized that was the secret, the difference between burning out and shining bright. Passion, when rooted in purpose, doesn't exhaust you. It fuels you. Years later, Ethan became a senior creative lead at Ridgeway, mentoring a new generation of dreamers. Whenever someone felt overwhelmed, he'd tell them, "I once stayed up all night just to make a presentation shine. It wasn't about the slides, it was about believing in what I was building." And in every success story that came after, people remembered the intern who refused to quit, who taught them all that effort speaks louder than titles. Because sometimes, one person's quiet dedication can change an entire company.